Hey everyone, it is Shannon, and I thought I would do a movie. I thought I would watch some movies. I am so tired today. I think I would love to watch two movies. I don't know if I have quite enough time, so because of that, one just jumped out. I'll just put it back. I think I'm going to start with an hour and a half movie, and if I can, and then I'll after watching it, I'll reassess. And maybe I might fall asleep. Totally could happen, in which case I'll probably just watch it twice. Anyway, there is a possibility, a slim possibility I can get another one in, but I'm going to start with the shorter one because that way I might be able to get a longer one in or another short one in. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I'm making sense, right? What's gonna be? What's gonna be? It is going to be something careful what you wish for. Careful what you wish for. Oh, I think this is one of those sort of like romantic thriller types. Careful. Yes, it is. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of embarrassed that this is on my list with Nick Jonas and Isabel Lucas. Let's see. An 18-year-old's affair with the young wife of a wealthy man turns sinister when the husband suddenly dies, leaving a significant insurance possibility insurance policy. It is has Nick Jonas, Isabel Lucas. Wow, she's in a lot of stuff, and I have a hard time recognizing her. Maybe this will help. And also Dermot Mulrooney. It is directed by Elizabeth Allen Rosenbaum. Female director! Rock on! Maybe that's why it's on the list. Alright, I'll be back in a bit to tell you what I think about Careful What You Wish For. I'm so sleepy. This one's short, right? Yeah, hour 31. Alright, see you in a bit. Okay, I am back and I finished watching Careful What You Wish For, and this one was a little I don't know, it wasn't brilliant. There were some enjoyable parts in it. The acting was a little all over the place. I think again, I'm not gonna remember Isabel Lucas. I can't remember what I've seen her in. I feel like it was like Daybreakers or something like that. Anyway, that might have been another Isabel. Anyway, so this one, the story does follow um, guy goes with his family to the lake house for their cottage for the summer, whatever. New rich neighbors move in next door. Young wife, older husband, tension there. Romance ensues between I don't know how old he's supposed to be, I guess late teens, like not yet moved out, between him and the wife, and then sort of like bad things start to happen. Is he going to help out? Is he not going to help out? These kinds of things. It's hard because the description, which I said before, says the husband suddenly dies. It's hard because like that doesn't happen until like well into the movie, and so going into it knowing that that's going to happen, I'm always just sort of like waiting for it. And I know I'm really anti-spoiler and stuff like that. So, but it's just like, would have been, I don't know, I think it would have been better to leave that out in the description. So anyway, overall, this was pretty uneven. One of the things I find challenging about this kind of story is that I didn't feel like for a lot of it, most of it, I didn't understand her motivation. The situation looks like she's the victim here, you know, potentially or probably or possibly abusive husband. She lures in the kid next door. But then sometimes some of the things that she does seem really kind of strange, not strange, but it's like sort of like, you know, just take a risk. And both her and the husband have a sort of kind of philosophy of just take a risk and don't worry about the consequences. And it's kind of like, that's a little dangerous, but that's, I think, something, of an appeal of the character or whatever. But I felt like I didn't understand why she felt that way, and I felt it a little hard to believe that either her or the husband could get where they were making that many sort of dangerous decisions. And I know I'm probably thinking about it a little too much. This is really, I don't know if it's called drama and crime drama. For me, it really is a romantic thriller. That's what it is. There is a sort of edginess to things, and there was something that was interesting about seeing the sort of flip of it being he's younger in experience. We don't see that a lot, and she's the one that really lures him in. And so I thought that was good. And his acting in some of those moments was pretty good, but then there were some other points that I was like, oh, not so great. And I felt that that was pretty for both of for her, I didn't understand her character motivation. I don't know if that could have been clarified through the acting or not. And for him, I thought that his acting was okay, sometimes really good, but mostly okay. So anyway, so it wasn't a huge win. Wasn't a huge win. And there were some guest stars. I can't be a guest star in a film. There were some supporting roles I really liked. Paul Sorvino was in this. One of the women from Battlestar Galactica was in this. I can't remember, she was in something recently, and okay, so that's not really helpful because you don't know what that was or her character or anything like that. Anyway, I think I have time for, man. I if I motor, I can do one more hour and a half movie. Let's think of that one. Pick one from the top, and we are going for I Boy. Oh my gosh, I think that's another sort of brutalish. It's all the sort of battered peoples. That's not great. Oh boy. This one got. So maybe I won't. When shards of a cell phone get lodged in a teenager's brain, he discovers he can control electronic devices and uses his newfound power for revenge. Starring Bill Miner, Maisie Williams, who is from Game of Thrones. I was like, she plays Arya, and Rory Kinnear. Oh, I'm not placing who Rory Kinnear is. I do know that I know who it is. Directed by Adam Randall, and this is from 2017, and it's a Netflix original. It is exactly 1 hour and a half, so I got a motor because I have 1 hour and 36 minutes. So I'm gonna get started. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, so I finished watching iBoy, and I actually thought it was pretty good. I never quite know what to expect from some of the Netflix originals or some of the like 2017 like same year films that you've never heard of until they pop up on Netflix. It always feels like such a gamble. But this one was actually quite good, except for like I there is a revenge theme in this one, which is clear from the description. I'm not a fan of revenge themes, mostly because it always starts off with something horrible, and then taking revenge is also horrible. I think it makes people who wouldn't do horrible things into people that do horrible things. But that's a more grander, like, thematic thing about that as a genre. But this film, I think it's kind of strange because you have to be able to take the leap of that the main guy Tom, played by Bill Milner, who is in Son of Rambo, which is like, wow, time passes. You have to take the leap that Tom has this ability. He gets injured, but part of his phone ends up in his brain, and then he can access things electronically with his brain. So you have to be able to take that jump because that's part of the story. And then, like, but really, I think it's more about um, power and how you deal with power and what you do in a horrible situation, but it did have some really hard themes and it had some hard stuff in it. I think it dealt with it really well. Like, it was upsetting, but it wasn't gratuitous. And I appreciated that because then I feel like you could appreciate the story and the acting without getting too freaked out over the content, even though it was definitely harsh and dark. It still dealt with the themes and the story really well. And it was cool to see Maisie Williams in another role. I haven't seen her in anything other than Game of Thrones, and she was good here. It's kind of weird to see her in a contemporary setting, as was Rory Kinnear, who I finally figured out who he was. I know him. He was in Penny Dreadful, and he played the Frankenstein creature. He was also in Richard II, the Hollow Crown version. He played Henry the Fourth in the Henry Bolingbroke And he's a fabulous actor, and he's really good in this too, as is the main guy, Bill Milner, who really, I-boy, he is I-boy. He really carries the film, but it's hard. I do find it hard to watch stories that are about just, people in situations where there isn't a lot of choice involved. Like he lives in, I don't know what they call it. It's like, um, ah, in the States, they call it the projects. Here we call it government housing. I don't know what I can't a tower block kind of that wasn't quite it. There's a terminology for it, where it's people that don't have a lot and there's a lot of crime and there's not a lot of options and horrible things happen when sort of those things come together. At least in this story, and yeah, so it's hard because like I felt like it was much better. It was much better than I expected. It's quite a good movie, but it did still deal with some harsh things. But I think it does it quite well. And overall, I enjoyed it. And it's kind of a weird pairing, iBoy with Careful What You Wish For, because they're both sort of like dark, twisted, what do you do? What choices do you make in really bad situations? Is definitely a theme between the two films. And so it's kind of funny when that happens. So, but this one I'm really glad that I watched. I'm going to give it a thumbs up, although I don't love revenge movies, so I'll chance it. That hopefully that doesn't just give me a whole bunch of revenge movie recommends, and instead it gives me some more more crime movies. There's so many crime movies. Anyway, I enjoyed it. Let me know. Have you watched either I Boy or Careful What You Wish For? And yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Dark movies, dark revengey, creepy stuff. Well, it wasn't creepy. It wasn't like supernatural creepy, but it was like, whoa, people can do bad things. People can do bad things. That definitely was the theme between the two movies. Anyway, it was a good set, and I will probably be back for a double bill sometime soon. All right, thanks for watching.